Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our Construction Trades webinar for the School of the Natural and Built Environment. We will cover a number of slides with information in relation to studying at South West College and the courses offered within our school. We have a number of speakers and staff ready to answer any questions you may have, and I will show you how to do that in a moment. Moving on. I will now introduce you to our presenters. I'm John McTaggart, Deputy Head of School for the Natural and Built Environment and Lecturer in Carpentry and Joinery. We have with us today also Raymond Ho, Lecturer in Plumbing and Refrigeration. We have Aquinas Devlin, Lecturer in Brickwork, Plastering and Wall and Floor Tiling. And we have Conrad Wheeler, Lecturer in Painting and Decorating. Moving on. Should you wish to submit a question, you will see a small symbol with a question mark on it, which is on the Q&A. So click on the icon in the top right hand side of your screen and type and submit your question, and we'll try and answer them for you as we go along. Initially, your questions will be private, and if we think it's beneficial to share with everybody else, we'll publish it and along with the answer. So remember, every question is valid, so don't be afraid to ask questions. Moving on. So, why choose South West College? Well, the college is a wee bit different than school. You have freedom, you'll be treated as an individual and encouraged to grow and develop your skills. In South West College, you can choose a career in construction at level 2 as an apprentice at no cost to you. In fact, you learn while you learn, and you'll avail of all the excellent resources within our classroom and workshops. You'll meet new people, new like-minded people. You'll be part of a team, and we encourage that. Also, you'll study in a more independent learning environment, and we have project-based learning as our core components of our apprenticeship courses. And you'll have the opportunity to progress as well to degree level. We have progression routes right up from level 1 to degree level. Also, we have excellent links with local employers and have built up a relationship with employers over the years that is beneficial to both the employer and the student in terms of work placements and meeting the needs of employers and staying abreast of all the regulations and work practices on site. We have excellent quality of teaching and learning, and all our tutors are industry trained, so it makes good sense to pursue a career through South West College. Moving on. So I suppose other reasons to study at South West College, I suppose our pastoral support is excellent, with student services looking after your needs. We have dedicated TSOs, training support officers, assigned to each student who work closely with you, employers, external agencies and parents to ensure that your transition to college and to the workplace is a positive one. So you're well looked after at South West College. You'll have the opportunity to grow and develop your skills, and many of our students compete regionally and nationally in skill build competitions. So you'll also have full access to our innovation centres, Idea Centre, STEM Centre, and our CREST Centre, of course, is built to Passive House standards, and that's a new passive standard, a new standard of construction. We also have passive labs on the 3 campuses, and we teach the new NZ building standards within our delivery. So all our tutors would have started out within the construction industry and have upskilled to become teacher trained. So all are industry trained. Moving on. So there are even more reasons to study at South West College. You may be entitled to EMA at £40 per week, and you may also be entitled to travelling expenses when you're in your work placement, subject to circumstances, but we've discussed that with you. Also, as an apprentice, you will require to wear the health and safety gear within our busy workshops and out on site with the employer, because health and safety is our priority to ensure your safety. And again, we have progression pathways from level 1 right up to degree level, with HLAs and foundation degrees as progression route from level 3, and this is open to all students. And of course, with this, you still continue to earn while you learn, and that's the good thing about Southwest College. You can learn and still earn a wage and stay local within your area. We have excellent modern up-to-date workshops, and we're using an e-portfolio system for you to record evidence, and this can be downloaded to your phone, so wherever you are, you can access your course. We also post all your work online, but you can access at any time, so you can work at your own pace. Moving on. Student life at Southwest College. We have a number of clubs and societies that you can join, and if you play sport in your community, then you'd have the opportunity in the college to do the same. So we have social clubs and societies, including gaming, esports, LGBTQ and Christian societies. You have sports academy teams, including Gaelic football, soccer and futsal, indoor football 5-a-side, and any more sports is always welcome. And if you were in the college and there was some other type of sport that you wanted to promote or take part in, that would be possibly catered for or looked at, and it's open to all. Last year we had an All-Ireland winning teams. This year, actually, men's Gaelic football team won the HE Championship final, while men's soccer team won the Rustler CUFL Division 3 title. So there's lots of opportunity for you to join in the sport, and here at Southwest College. Moving on. The pastoral and financial support. Each campus has its own confidential student counselling service, which can help with any difficulties you're facing. And we have Inspire as well, and we have a digital hub which you will have access to at any time should you need it. So if you have any, this service is confidential, obviously, so if you have any needs while you're in the college, they will be well catered for, and it's all confidential. We also work with Disability Action Cedar Foundation for learning support, so pastoral network within the college is excellent. Moving on. So now these are the courses that we offer here at Southwest College in construction, and as you see, the majority are offered level 1 to level 3. We have joinery, site and bench, plumbing, refrigeration, painting and decorating, brickwork, plastering, and wall and floor tiling. And our presenters will be going through these in a moment to give you more of an idea of what they're about and the information on those. Most of our apprentice students start at level 2 with entry criteria for most areas, a minimum of 4 GCSEs at D to G. If you have less than that or no formal qualifications, you start at level 1 and then you can progress to level 2. And essential skills top up and student mentoring are part of all our courses, so you're well looked after in that regard. And if you need to top up with your essential skills up to C grade in English, Maths and ICT, you study that while you're there. But the entry grade for level 2 is at 4 GCSEs at D to G in most disciplines. But the presenters will be going through each area and giving you more information on that. So moving on, how to apply or express an interest. You will see if you go and log into if you want to apply or express an interest, you go into the college website and you will access, if you see on the screen in front of you, click apply and you will be guided to the application process. And this is basically, it's an application process, it's not binding, and it's an expression of interest that you can express and get you onto our database. So our first presenter to talk to you around plumbing is Ray Ho.
Thanks, John. So afternoon, folks. My name's Raymond Ho. I'm a plumbing lecturer and also involved in lecturing in refrigeration. So I'll just be moving through these couple of slides to give you some information about the courses. And please feel free to forward on any questions if there's any further information that you require. So first off is plumbing. I'd like to speak firstly about the career pathway. So the plumbing industry covers a wide variety of work. Plumbers and their apprentices work in new buildings and also carry out maintenance of hot and cold water, heating and sanitation systems. Their work could be in a domestic setting, such as a person's home, an industrial building, such as a factory, or commercial buildings, such as shops and offices, for example. There's a healthy demand for work within the industry at present, and all of our current trainees are placed with plumbing contractors and carry out work locally and further afield throughout the country. Next, qualification details, and you'll see up there plumbing is offered at level 1, 2 and 3 at both Enniskillen and Omagh campuses. Level 1 offers candidates that didn't achieve the entry requirement to access level 2 the chance to work over the course of a year to enhance their knowledge and skills with the aim to progress to level 2. The level 2 qualification has an entry requirement, as John alluded to earlier, of a GCSE grade D in English and Maths. At level 2, there is also the requirement of having work placement over the 2-year duration of the course. Like level 1, the course is a mixture of practical and theoretical units related to the building services industry and specific diploma. Upon completion, students naturally progress to level 3. The level 3 qualification follows on from the foundation of knowledge created by the successful completion of level 2. The subjects are the same, but a more in-depth level of knowledge and skills are taught to furnish students with the abilities to be able to go about their job independently when fully qualified. Level 3 is also a 2-year programme of study, and there's a natural progression through this course whether you start at level 1 or level 2. Opportunities to excel. Students who work hard and do well are given recognition in the college's annual celebration of success. And the plumbing department in both Enniskillen and Omagh have had a long history of very successful achievement in external competitions such as skill build and the hip pipework competitions, which students receive medals at regional and national levels. Quite a number of past students are now in the position where they too are taking on apprentices after setting up their own successful businesses within plumbing. So that's a little bit of information about the plumbing qualifications offered at Southwest College. And as you'll note there, the email addresses on the slide of Brian McAvoy in Enniskillen and Eamon Flanagan in Omagh. So feel free to drop an email to those for further information, or drop a wee question in there and we can get back to you through the presentation. So if we move on to refrigeration. So refrigeration is another career within building services engineering. And the refrigeration industry is a very specialised industry, closely connected to actual industries, particularly with food and medical supplies. Air conditioning is also covered, and that obviously provides thermal comfort for users of particular buildings. Engineers and their apprentices commonly work in food factories, supermarkets, laboratories, and smaller shops, installing new systems or maintaining running ones. Our current apprentices are in work placement with contractors that are based throughout the country, and you will find with refrigeration it's on the move, on the go all the time. It's moving around the country. It's not like plumbing. Plumbing jobs seem to take quite a lengthier amount of time, whereas our refrigeration students are always on the go. The qualification details then, you'll notice here that it's offered at level 2 and level 3. Okay, and is currently offered only in the Skills Centre and in Enniskillen. Unlike plumbing, there is no level 1 currently for this qualification, and therefore the entry requirements for level 2 are a D in English and Maths as well. Level 2 and 3 both require that students are placed with a contractor that is carrying out the work on refrigeration and/or air conditioning systems. The course is a mixture of theoretical and practical units relating to the building services industry, and again then units that are specific to refrigeration. Upon completion of level 2, students naturally progress to level 3. Level 2 takes 2 years for this course to complete, and level 3 takes a further year. Level 3 continues to build upon the knowledge attained at level 2 in a more depth nature to allow students to gain a full understanding and to give them the necessary skills required to enable them to install and maintain the systems and the equipment that's used within the industry. So again, opportunities to excel. Excellent level of student engagement and achievement is recognised at the celebration of success that the college puts on annually, and a number of our students who have qualified in this particular course have returned to South West College and are undertaking foundation degrees to enhance their skills and knowledge further through the HLA programmes or higher level apprenticeships. This is in conjunction with their employer, allowing them to continue to work and study locally. Okay, so as I said, you'll see my name down there for coordinator, so feel free if you want any further information to drop me an email on that and I will get back to you. And now I'd like to pass you over to Conrad, who'll give you some information on painting and decorating. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. My name is Conrad Wheeler. I'm the painting and decorating tutor at Technology and Skills Centre in Enniskillen. Career pathway. Painting and decorating industry covers a wide variety of work, including commercial, industrial and domestic buildings. Paint and decorating business is always in demand. You could be working on new build housing developments, commercial premises, or you could be working in somebody's home. As any good decorator will tell you, the painting and decorating business is built up of repeat clients. And qualifications. Paint and decorating is offered at levels 1, 2 and 3. Level 1 is a diploma only qualification which is completed in college, covering theory and practical units. This offers trainees a chance to move on to level 2 where they will be given an opportunity to work with an employer out in the industry. Level 2 and level 3 are completed over 2 years and run in tandem, diploma and NVQ. Successful level 2 students naturally progress on to level 3. The level 3 students can also add additional units to support special industry requirements. Level 3 heritage skills. You can also progress on to level 4 site supervision or go on to a foundation degree in construction. So whichever level you start at, there will be an opportunity to progress. As trainees progress, they will cover units on how to do all types of painting and decorating. Erect and dismantle access equipment to cover your ladders, your working platforms and towers. You will prepare all different types of surfaces for decoration, apply various paint systems, applying wallpaper, applying paint using different types of spraying equipment. At South West College, we have all up-to-date spraying equipment, airless spraying equipment, HVLP spraying equipment. You will also learn how to apply special decorative finishes. Students who do well are recognised at the college celebration of success, which is held yearly. Painting and decorating department in Enniskillen has an excellent record in external competitions like the Northern Ireland Skill Build. In recent years, a number of students, both male and female, have reached the Northern Ireland finals. One student in particular who started training at level 1, progressed through level 2 and level 3 and won the Northern Ireland Skill Build final in 2 consecutive years. The Painting and Decorating department also boasts a number of past students who are now running their own business and taking on apprentices themselves. I think that I've covered nearly everything there in the qualification, but if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in, or you can use my email address where I will help you apply for a course as well if you haven't done it online. And that covers me. I will pass you on now to our bricklaying tutor, Aquinas Devlin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aquinas Devlin. I'm the bricklaying, wall floor tiling and plastering tutor at Southwest College, Oma campus. I'll give you a brief breakdown here on the bricklaying qualification construction diploma at level 2. It is made up of 6 units ranging from health and safety, communication, calculations unit, another unit working on foundations, floors, cavity walls, and timber frame construction. The course primarily is made up of attendance of 2 days a week in college and 3 days out with an employer working locally on a range of private housing developments, government funded projects, commercial builds, etc. It's a great opportunity for young fellas to excel in a trade of their choice and progress from level 2 then to level 3, which is 1 day a week over 2 years. From that then, there's opportunities again to progress to level 4 site supervision and progress to foundation degree after you complete your level 3. Wall and floor tiling is made up of 5 units. Again, attendance is 2 days a week in college and 3 days out with your employer. Each of these units for each of their qualification is online tested, where trainees have to complete their online test for each of the units that make up their qualification. Going on here to plastering. Plastering level 2 diploma, again, is 2 days a week in college, 3 days out with a suitable employer. The qualification itself is made up of 9 units. Again, all 9 units are tested online. 6 of the units carry practical assessments in workshop, ranging from applying plaster materials to internal surfaces, to plasterboarding and dry lining, to more complex end of things, working with fibrous plasters, providing cornices and ceiling roses. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And on my slide, you will see my email address. I will now hand you back here to John.
Hello, John back here. I just want to cover the site joinery, or first of all, I'll just talk a little bit about joinery, carpentry and joinery. There is a bit of confusion with carpentry and joinery. Sometimes people are not sure which is which. Sorry, I've lost the screen here. Okay. So the difference between site joinery and bench joinery is that site joiners work out on site, it's simple, and bench joiners work in a workshop. We'll cover site joinery first. Everybody is called a joiner in this part of the country, and I will cover the site joinery first, and then I will cover the bench joinery. So site joinery is suitable for those who want a trade which offers a diverse range of types of work and specialisms. You'd work on housing commercial and industrial properties within the construction industry. And the types of work include roofing, first fixing, and that's before plastering. There's before plastering and after plastering. So the first fixing is before plastering, the roof goes on the house, then before the plastering happens, you have door linings to fix door linings, put up plasterboard ceilings, erect stud walls, fitting window boards, etc. And then the plasterer comes in and does his bit and puts down, the floors are put down, and all the plumbing and electricals are done in between. And then you have the after plastering, which is more, that's the second fix. And that's more refined work, but that's still done by the site joiner. Example, hanging doors, fitting architraves, door stops, skirting boards. So you cover a wide range. And there's a big demand for apprentices as construction practices are changing to incorporate more sustainable and more energy efficient buildings. We incorporated this into our apprenticeship training, so everybody gets up-to-date training. There are good opportunities for a qualified site joiner, and some take advantage of the diverse nature of the trades and carry out all types of work. So they would start off and do the roofing, the first fixing, then getting ready for plastering, and then they would come back after plastering and do the second fixing, which is the final work. And others choose to specialise in either the roofing, first fixing or second fixing. So you have a lot of choice within this trade. Another fact is, I suppose, that most foremen within the construction have started out as site joiners, and the reason for that is that they come into contact with all other trades and they accumulate a broad understanding of the construction process. Self-employment is also popular with this trade, and it can be easily exported with work available anywhere in the world. So you can move around and pick up the trade anywhere in the world. So site joinery is a good choice. I suppose where qualifications go, we offer the level 2 and the level 3 in site joinery, and level 1 in carpentry and joinery. And that's on the 3 sites, Dungannon, Enniskillen and Omagh campuses. And the course duration is 2 years for each qualification, and it involves both in-house and on-the-job training, and that's usually 2 days per week in the college and 3 days on site. The majority of students will start at level 2, but this is reliant on you having a minimum of 4 GCSE grades D to G as an entry criteria. Or you can have a level 1. If you have a level 1 already, you can go on to the level 2. Anyone with less grades than that or no formal qualifications at all will start at a level 1. And you can start at the level 1 and then progress on to the level 2. So before you complete the level 2 courses, you will have to require the equivalent of a grade C in numeracy and literacy and ICT. So we have essential skills top-up built into our programs for those requiring a top-up. All courses require an interview, of course, and we'll be in touch with you regarding that. I'll just tell you a wee bit about the level 1 first. If you were chosen for the level 1 or you were successful on the level 1, it's a diploma, and it'll give you the basic knowledge and skills to gain employment and progress on to the level 2 in site or bench joinery. So the level 1 covers both site and bench, and then you have a choice at the end of the level 1 whether you want to go on site and bench or bench. So you'll complete a range of practical and theory modules within the college, and you'll also gain valuable experience in the workplace. And our TSOs, our training support officers, will assist you with getting you placed. And that happens with all the courses. You'll learn how to use a variety of tools and equipment, measuring, marking out, and making a range of basic joints used in the construction projects such as stairs, windows, doors, and furniture. An assessment is by a combination of knowledge testing and competence-based assessment, so there's no real exams, and that happens within the college. So then the level 2 in site joinery. The title is City and Guilds Level 2 Site Joinery, and the course, it's while studying the level 2, you will complete 2 qualifications: a diploma, which is college-based training, and an NVQ, which is site-based training. So it's necessary for applicants to be in employment or a work placement, but you will get help with that if you haven't already got one. And obviously, with this one, you earn as you learn. You're in a placement, earning money, or getting an allowance from the college, depending on your circumstances. The units studied will include roofing, first and second fixing units, and a construction maintenance unit, and also health and safety is built into all our programs. You'll complete a number of practical assessments and online multiple choice assessments within the college, and you'll also be assessed on site by your tutor, and you're required to keep a log of evidence. We have great opportunities for you to excel within the site joinery, and we have had great success in skill build competitions, and we had a number of winners both at regional and national level, and you'll have an opportunity to participate in those as well. You could also be nominated at our annual Celebration of Success event, which celebrates individual student achievements, no matter what they may be, and for all levels. So everybody's included. And with this, there's a progression pathway to level 3 in site joinery. And also, if you want to go further, we have a higher level apprenticeships and foundation degree. So there's progression in that all the way up. So moving on. We'll now talk about the bench joinery. The bench joinery is a different trade, and as I said, people get a wee bit mixed up as to what everybody's called a joiner, whether they work in a workshop or whether they work on site. But the bench joinery is a bit different. It is much different, actually. Again, the majority of students will start at level 2. The bench joinery is basically workshop based, and is suitable for those who would enjoy working indoors or operating with working machinery. Thus the pictures on the slide. Employers range from small workshops to factory settings, manufacturing joinery components used in the construction, service and service industry. So basically, the bench joiner is making what the site joiner will fit on site. So the types of work range from the manufacturing of roof trusses and off-site construction products to smaller components such as stairs, windows, doors, kitchen, bedroom furniture, shop fronts, etc. So there's a wide range of employers, and some big and some small, and we have good links with employers. The employer base would be less, I suppose, than for site joinery, but there are good opportunities to grow and develop your skills as a bench joiner, with the majority of this work now involved in setting up and operating high-tech CNC machinery. So the joiner makes and the site joiner fits. Going on to the qualification, we offer it again at level 2 and level 3. It's a level 2 and level 3 in bench joinery. You would start at level 2. We also have a level 1 carpentry and joinery, and as I mentioned before, the carpentry and joinery qualification is the same whether you're in the site, whether you're going on to be site joiner or going on to be a bench joiner. So the carpentry and joinery allows you to take your first year and get all the skills, and then decide at the end which you want to do, whether it's to be a bench joinery qualification or site joinery qualification. And again, we do this on the 3 sites, Dungannon, Enniskillen and Omagh campuses, and the duration is 2 years for each qualification, and involves both in-house and on-the-job training, which is mainly 2 days a week in the college and 3 out, depending on your circumstances of whether you've got a placement or an employer. Right, well again, I suppose the majority of students will start at level 2, the same as the site, and you require this, it is the same entry criteria with grades D to G. Anyone with less will, or no formal qualifications, will start at level 1. As I say, that's flexible qualification for both of these programs. The level 1 diploma is the same, so you can decide at the end. Again, you'll make a range of basic joints and construction projects such as stairs, windows, doors and furniture. And assessment is a combination of knowledge testing and competence-based assessments within the college. Our level 2 is the City and Guilds NVQ level 2 bench joinery, and you will study an NVQ and a diploma. The diploma is in college-based training, and an NVQ is site-based, so you will need to be in employment or work placement. So the units studied with this bench joinery qualification will include marking out of materials, assembling products, manufacturing products, and machining. You will complete a number of practical assessments within the college and online multiple choice assessments. And you'll also be assessed by your tutor on site, and you will be required also to keep a log of evidence as you go along to cover the learning outcome set of the NVQ, which you do out on site. And the progression is to level 3 and in bench joinery, and that is a natural progression. And again, there are pathways to higher level apprenticeships and degree level. So you continue, when you come to Southwest College, you start off your training and your earning while you learn, and you continue that pathway right through to degree level if that's what you want. So there's great opportunities there. Again, we have had great success in skill build competitions with bench joiners competing in 2 categories, bench joinery and cabinet making. And we have had a number of winners both at regional and national level, and also had a student competing at World Skills a few years back, and I think in Germany, and won a Medal of Excellence. So we're very proud of that, and that is all open to you. If you come to Southwest College, you have good opportunities to excel in all areas. So that's all I have to say about site and bench joinery. I hope that you would have more of an insight now into what bench and site joinery are and the difference between them. And if you want to apply for a course, you can go onto the website and apply for that course, and you will be called for an interview at a later date. So finishing up, it's time now, I suppose, to answer some questions. We've already had some activity on the Q&A, and I hope we're able to answer them as best we can. I hope that you found it useful. The webinar will be on the college website for those who may not have the opportunity to join us today, or for future reference. And I would encourage you to go on the college website and make an application. It's not binding, it's an expression of interest, and get you on our database. So that's a good start. Once you're on the database, we know about you then, and we can follow up. And you will be called for an interview in due course. So I would strongly advise you to go on there, and if you go on and you've picked a course and you think, oh, I shouldn't have picked that course, there's no problem at all. We'll have you on the database, and you can have a chat with us, and you can pick another course, and we're open to whatever you want and to meet your needs. If you have any further questions, you will find the coordinator's email address at the bottom of the relevant slides. So in the first instance, I would go onto the website and make an expression of interest or an application, and you will then, if you have any further questions or whatever, you can email the coordinators. So thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you all in September. Okay, thank you.